how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward, and as you can tell, I am not in the gym today. I am here with a good friend of mine, Mr. Dan Lok, and today we're going to discuss some different aspects of bodybuilding and fitness. And what I mean by this is I like to look at building your body as the foundation to building the best version of yourself, but there's so much more that goes into it. There's deeper levels. Like when I'm talking to people about improving their health and fitness, very often that's the surface. You know, yes, they want to build muscle. Yes, they want to burn fat. Yes, they want to look better. But then why do they want to do that? And then we get down to some underlying issues: self-confidence, being a better man, being able to provide for your family. All these kind of things surface up. So yes, bodybuilding and fitness is important, but there's so much more underneath. And what we're going to discuss today is some of that underneath stuff, some of the real root things that people need to focus on. So Dan Lok, he is a mentor of mine. I found out about him about 6 months ago. And how I came in contact with this guy is I was doing some phone coaching. And this is something that I started to do on my own to help get a better connection with my audience. Because as you can tell, the fitness industry, especially online, is just exploding. I mean, there's so much. I mean, when I started, I actually made a video about this not too long ago, talking about how when I started online, I was like the only guy. Back in 1997, I started my very first website in 97.
Yes.
And by default, just because I was there as one of the only guys on the internet, I mean, I had like a monopoly on it. Anybody who worked out, anybody who had an internet connection, they knew who Lee Hayward was. But now it's not like that anymore. There's so many people online. It's just exploding. And I find that my business is suffering now because of the competition.
Yes.
It's hard to differentiate myself.
Yes.
So
there's so much more noise in the marketplace.
Absolutely, yeah. So anyway, how it got about it is I started doing some consultation calls with my clients just to build a better connection with people, and it didn't go very well. I know my fitness, I know how to get you in shape, but I didn't have any phone skills. I didn't know how to direct the conversation and how to help people. So I said, you know, it just opened my mind. I said, I want to find out more about getting better on the telephone. And it's like the universe just opens up. When you ask questions, when you need help, the universe opens up. And sure enough, I found out about Dan.
Which the first video that you watched, like the telephone video?
The first thing I watched wasn't even a video. I actually listened to a podcast that you did.
Interesting.
I listened to a podcast, and I'm an auditory person by nature. So I listened and I said, I can relate to this guy. There was a lot of similarities there, and I can relate to this guy. And then that podcast led to a teaching class that you did, a Masterclass, and I listened to that, and I said, there's something about this guy. There's something, he's got something here, and I want to learn more about what this man has to offer. And I just took it from there. So man, Dan, let's just tell our viewers, I mean, what is it that you do? I mean, tell us about this.
I do so many things, but I think nowadays, I think people see me, what I really mainly do is a global educator, right? I teach entrepreneurship, I teach closing and business through social media. That's my primary business. I've got other businesses and investments, but really, people look at where I am today, but sometimes they forgot where I came from.
Okay, yeah.
Right, because with my story, I was born in Hong Kong, right? So I came to this country, immigrated to Canada with no money, no connections, and not a word of the English language on my lips, right? So when I got here, I was 14 years old. And because I was getting into so much trouble when I was in Hong Kong, right? You know, as a young punk kid, I was getting into fights, hanging around with the wrong people, right? Bad influence. And so when I got to Canada, just me, my mom, and shortly after that, my mom and dad got divorced when I was 16 years old. So it's just my mom and me living in a one-bedroom apartment. And then 1 year later, at the age of 17, my dad went bankrupt. He had a business partner, and then he was basically guaranteeing everything on paper. And the business partner basically took all the money and disappeared. That left my dad about $1 million in debt in US. Okay, that destroyed him as a man.
Sure, absolutely.
It destroyed him. He never recovered from that. That was it. He lost his confidence. He lost his self-esteem, everything. He's just not the same man that I used to know, right?
Yeah.
So I still remember one day I was home, and when I got home, I could hear my mom was having a conversation behind closed door with someone. And I could hear like she was like very, very sad. I don't know what's going on. So I was knocking on the door. I said, Mom, are you okay? And then finally after the conversation, she came out the door and I could see her just crying. And she said, well, I just was talking to your dad. He just went bankrupt. And before that, because he was sending us some allowance every month, right?
Right, okay.
He could no longer send us money anymore. My mom is always a very happy, positive person. That's the first time in my life I saw a look, that look, I'll never forget. It's a look of hopelessness. That she's like, how am I gonna raise my child? What am I gonna do? And I tell myself, I never wanna see that look on my mom's face again. I never wanna see that again in my entire life. So that was kind of what got me to kind of get into the business world, that I wanted to be successful. That was that drive. What I needed to do is because I needed to provide for my mom. I needed to take care of the people I love as the only child. That, I went from that punk little boy, matured to be a man in a very short period of time. Where, I'll make no excuse, I'll do whatever it takes. I need to take care of this woman who sacrificed so much for me.
Right.
So I started my first business when I was very, very young. Now keep in mind, Lee, when I was in high school, when I first got to Canada, I was one of the only 3 Chinese in my school.
Okay, that's
Okay.
yeah. Just put that in perspective.
Yes. So, and it was in a not so good neighborhood. It's in Surrey, right?
Okay.
First few days I went to school, I got bullied. I got beat up. You can see, I don't know if you can see the camera here. The chin of the scar.
I can.
Yeah.
There's the white scar there.
That's where I got. None of my teeth broke. One of the teeth actually is not real.
Okay.
Because I got beat up so bad.
Wow.
Okay. And they dragged me. They were punching me. All the guys. So it was a very difficult period of time. Very difficult. Getting beat up and every day you go to school, I was so scared.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I could not tell my mom because I don't want her to get
To worry about
right? And even going there, and through that period of time, I was that invisible kid in school. Never put up my hand, never talked to anyone, had no friends. I would finish school, I would just grab my backpack from the lockers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't look at anybody, I would just go home like this.
Head down.
Head down, just like, and I need to look because I didn't make sure I don't go to the main hall because I got beat up. So I didn't make sure either I leave a little early. Sometimes I even like hide in the bathroom a little bit, wait till they go away, then I go. That's my life for the whole high school year, right? And that shaped who I am today because that difficult period of time. And so there I started my first business when I was in high school.
Okay.
Within high school. And just like most kids, I started like a lawn mowing business, just mowing lawns for people. And,
I've been there.
Right? You know what I mean? I don't know, somehow that's just, think, hey, I can do that, right?
Yeah.
I can do that as well.
Do that,
and that was my first business. And didn't make a lot of money doing it, but my first venture, right? Business venture.
But you're making your own money, even
I'm
if
making my own money.
It's small money, but it's
small.
still
But
money.
I felt like, hey, I'm making a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And I tried a lot of different things. I tried like vending machines.
Okay,
like gumball machines.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, and I tried even fixing computers for people, delivering, and all kinds of like odd jobs here and there, trying to make a living.
I mean, I used to get those like home business magazines and all the opportunities.
Me too. So I used to.
The opportunities in the back of the page.
Yes. I respond to most of them.
Oh yeah.
All the free
I was
stuff.
on everybody's mailing list.
Yes, that's good. So they were mailing all kinds of stuff to me, right? Building up my swipe files, right?
Yeah.
I did the same thing. You did the same thing.
Absolutely.
So, because I was just looking for a way to make a living.
Yeah.
Right. And
this was before the internet.
Before the internet.
Right. Yeah.
Before the internet.
Put it in context of the time frame we're here. This is no internet.
Like I was before the old email. Now this good old magazine.
Yeah.
Like direct mail orders
Mm-hmm.
and all that. So I was young, naive. Long story short, I joined a network marketing company. I think we've all done that stuff, like network marketing.
I've been there too.
Okay, there you go. I joined a network marketing company. So I thought, I need some prospects, right? I need some leads.
Yeah.
So I printed out all these business cards.
Okay.
Which is like free business card, right? Because I didn't have a lot of money. So I was living in the studio condo with my mom, right?
Yep.
So I was going up and down the building and putting the business card under.
Oh my God.
Under people's door and say, hey, you want to looking for part-time income and all that stuff, right?
Oh, I did the same thing. Because one of the things in the whole network marketing is, well, you can do your shopping from home and you won't have to go to stores. I never spent as much time in a store as I did when I was part of the network marketing because I was going around prospecting everybody.
Yes, right.
And the last straw, like I did that for a year, and then finally I was getting to the point. I was like, okay, my last straw. I went door to door with my business card. So not almost like what you did, but I was going knocking on door to door.
Oh, you were much braver than I was.
Right?
I was just like put in the card and I just ran. Right?
And I knocked on the door, and people would come. Well, what do you want? And I say, I'm not here to sell you anything, but if you'd like to start your own business and make
I love that. I'm not here to sell you anything.
I'm not here to sell you anything, but if you'd like to start your own business. Here's my card. Check it out. Or if you like online shopping, and I saw this stuff, and I used to give them the business card.
Oh my God!
So and I gave out. I went out for about 3 or 4 hours. Gave out about the 300 or 400 cards, whatever my box of business cards was. I gave them all out, and then I went home and waited for the phone to ring.
Yes.
And waited for the phone to ring.
And it didn't ring.
It never rang.
Yeah, that's right. Now my phone rang one person. So one person called me back, and it was this guy, and he said, "Hey, I got your business card." Just like my neighbor, basically, right? He said, why don't we talk? I said, cool.
Okay.
I thought, oh, hey, there's a prospect.
Right.
Awesome, right? He's an older gentleman. So I went to his condo. We talked. He said, what's this thing that you do? Well, explain the plan, the product. I said, that's not a very smart way to market your business. He said, oh, you know what? You need a website of some sort.
Okay.
I said, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
In fact, that kind of makes sense. I don't have to do this. Basically, he said, I'm going to build a website. So he was selling me, right? He was selling me, right? I said, okay, let's do that now. And I pay him whatever, a couple grand,
right?
Whatever. Now at the time, this is probably one big mistake that I made in my life.
Yeah.
Because I gave him some money, and then later on I said, well, for this website, I need more money because I didn't know anything about internet. So you need some programming, and so I didn't know. Okay. So from there. Now, remember, I had no money. So I was now borrowing money from like my uncle, my aunt, with the worst idea, like this, don't do this.
Right.
Like, kids, don't try this at home. Okay, and I did that. And I was borrowing money, this and that.
Yeah.
And my mom saw that. Now, my mom had her little bit of money from before we left Hong Kong, right?
Right.
Probably, I don't know, 10, 20,000, whatever it is. That's like our
life savings.
Life savings, that's
okay,
it, that's everything I have. So, before, I put in about 10, 20K, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money for us. And then the guy said, well, you know what? Don't do this network marketing shit. Do something else. Right. I've got a better idea for you. Okay. I said, okay, this is good. I'm going to be rich. And he explained the idea to me. Oh, I said, this is a great idea. Yeah. So we did that. And they said, but I need more money to build this thing. Okay, fine. And then I borrowed some more money from more people. Oh. And from there, the second idea, say, that idea is not good. You should take everything we build. We've got the programs and software. Because again, I don't know anything about it.
Right.
We should do this idea. Oh, it's this idea, this. I'm telling you, kid, this is gonna make you so much money. You gotta take care of your mom, everything. Yeah, that's good. I need that. I need to make money because I'm already in the hole and all that stuff, right?
Right.
Long story short, back and forth. This continues for a number of months, including max out the credit card, the savings, more money from anybody I could. It's about $150,000.
Whoa.
One day, I go to knock on the door to see, okay, let's see what's the progress. I open the door, the guy's gone. He disappeared. He's a scam artist. He's a scam. I was devastated. I went home, I was hugging my mom. My mom cried. I cried like crazy. Because I was so mad at myself, how stupid I was, how greedy I was, like all this thing, right? Wow. It was difficult, very difficult. So throughout that period of time, and now I'm really stuck. Yeah, okay. Now it's bad. Like it was bad, this is like really bad really now, right? Now I can look back and laugh at it, but at the time it was not funny. It was devastating. It was devastating. It was, I haven't shared this with a lot of people even on YouTube, but that, people see me as like always positive and motivating. But that incident, I've had thought of ending my life. Really? Wow. Because it was just, I can't handle it. Right? Just down and out. And I was actually in Surrey at the time, there was a Patolo Bridge. I walk up to the Polo Bridge and I look down. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should just. I had that thought.
Really?
I had that thought for a very short period of time, and then I look at and I think of my mom again. I can't do this to my mom.
Yeah.
My mom would be. She's already lost. Like my dad is gone, right? It's like, it's no longer in her life. There's only me. There's only me. There's nothing else.
Right. Yeah.
Like this, I'm it. So I said, you know what? I tell myself, you gotta man up. Stop being a little bitch. You make this mess, you clean it up.
Yeah.
And I told myself, you're gonna clean whatever it takes. That's when I changed, and I said, whatever it takes, I'm gonna clean this up. And shortly after that, that's when I met my first mentor, Alan, which you met, right?
Yes, I've met him. Yeah.
Right at Closest in Black, and that's when he took me under his wings. He taught me business. He taught me marketing, and shortly after that, I was building back up.
Okay.
Now finally I have a skill that I could rely on,
Right.
and that could make a living, right? So looking back, you can see I went through a lot as a child, as teenager, as the family incident, and all these things, but it shaped me to who I am today. So that's why when you're talking about fitness, when you're talking about being a better man, I think you need to sometimes go through some hardship.
Absolutely.
That sometimes your adversity is your greatest advantage.
Yeah.
I'm who I am today because of what I've gone through.
Yeah. If you never had those struggles,
I wouldn't be as
wouldn't be
driven. I wouldn't be as motivated. I wouldn't do what I do.
Right.
I wouldn't do what I do. So now being a global educator, why I'm so passionate about what I do, because at least I feel like everything I've gone through, it gives it some meaning. It gives it some meaning. You know what? Maybe I could share my journey to other people that maybe they could make fewer mistakes that I made. Right? Maybe they could use what I've learned and better their lives. Right? To fast forward from there, after my mentor mentored me for 1 year. As you know, I started my own one-man advertising agency, right? Kind of like a personal trainer, but in marketing and business, right? And so from there, in my early 20s, I was making $10,000 a month.
Which is good money for
which
early
is
20.
20-some-odd years old.
That's
good money, right? It's very good
yes.
money, right? And from there, just like you started online early, I started also online quite early. After a couple of years of that, I was using my skill and I was selling things on the internet.
Okay.
I was actually buying like collectibles. Like as you know, I'm a huge Bruce Lee fan.
Right. Yeah.
And so I bought Bruce Lee collectibles from Hong Kong, and I was flipping them on eBay.
So what time frame is this around? What year?
I'm 37. Back then I was 22, 23-ish.
Right.
So that was how many years ago? I'm 37, 15?
15-ish.
15
okay,
years
so
ago.
the internet was pretty young back then.
Very young. And I was still, not Google. We're talking about...
Oh yeah, before the days of Google.
People, they just like Yahoo, I believe.
Yep, Yahoo was the search engine.
Yahoo. I was doing pay-per-click on Overture.
Okay.
Overture, remember?
I remember Overture,
yeah. What's the other search engine on Microsoft?
There was a lot of search engines. Like back in the early days, it wasn't just one search engine. Like we have, you Google it. It was there was Excite. There was
Excite.
Okay, Excite.
Excite. That's right. Excite.
And Alta Vista. I mean,
Alta Vista. Oh yes, like Alta Vista. That's right. Alta Vista.
Okay,
that's right.
That's one.
That's right.
But I mean, I can remember like back in the early days, I went and you could manually submit your website to these search engines. Yeah, like you'd fill in your address and your description and all that. And I would just spend hours just submitting every page as I made.
It makes us feel so old.
I know,
like a dinosaur. Right? No, in internet age, that is the dinosaur.
It is, absolutely.
It is dinosaur, right?
But yeah,
it's true. It's true. So I went online and kind of like your story, because I was taking my skill, my business skill, and I went online, and I was making so much money online because there's no competition.
Yeah.
Like I was the only kind of game in town. Like it doesn't matter what you sell.
And it doesn't matter how good you are either, because
it doesn't matter.
You got a monopoly.
Just like the money is coming so fast. Yep. And I remember I was getting a new car every year.
Okay, yeah.
Right. It's very interesting because I'm not proud to admit it, but at the time, young guy, I was very arrogant.
Okay.
Very arrogant.
Okay.
Why was I arrogant? Because I was insecure. Because keep in mind, when I going through the high school period, I was nobody. Now suddenly I'm somebody. I made a few dollars. Like, oh, hey, you know what? Look at me, how cool I am, and look at you guys, and let me prove you wrong. And I had a lot of insecurities going on, right? So I was very arrogant. Very arrogant to people, to like business, and it's all about me, and screw you guys, and it's like all that kind of negative shit. Not proud to admit it, but I went through that period of time. It's like when I do business, there's no win-win, it's me win, you lose, and that kind of mentality, right? Which is not healthy.
Absolutely.
And from there, but I made money. But I also lost money because I was so arrogant. Right? I thought, you know what, whatever I put in, it'll make money and all that. It's stupid, just dumb stuff, right? Afterwards, I made a bunch of investments. So remember, the first there are two incidents in my life that I was near bankruptcy. I've never been bankrupt, but two.
Okay.
First time is the 150K.
150K, yeah.
The second time is after I made my money, because now I put in my money onto all these deals.
Getting cocky too, I guess.
Cocky, like, no problem. He's a 50K. I can make money, no problem. All this stuff, right? Bad idea.
Okay.
Right. That's when I learned my lesson. That's actually the first. Later on, I know that the name of the game is not getting rich. The name of the game is staying rich.
Staying rich. That applies to fitness. It's easy to get in shape. Staying in shape, that is the hard part. So I mean, there's so many parallels to like business, building your business, building 100%. Your body. I mean, there's so many parallels.
You can go on a diet and you lose a whole bunch of weight in a short period of time. You don't eat anything, right? Right. Now you have like such a low percentage of body fat. But then can you sustain it?
You can't sustain it. That's it.
You cannot sustain it.
That's the tricky part, is finding that balance to maintain it over the long term.
Yes.
And again, applies with business as well.
It's the same. Life and business is actually the same. Even over the year of time, I've been also a martial artist my whole life, right?
Right. When did you start martial arts?
When I was getting bullied.
This is so ironic. We have so many parallels because how I started working out was back when I was in grade school. I can remember getting bullied, and what it was is the bully. I mean, I can remember him. He used to grab me by my shirt collar and slam me up against the locker and just humiliate me.
Yes.
And I used to dread going to school. So I said, I got to build myself up. Right. I can't be going on like this. So that drew me to weight training, and it also drew me to martial arts because I found out about martial arts. So I actually started getting involved with fitness through martial arts. So Shaolin Kung Fu is what I signed up for. That's what I started. Now, Shaolin Kung Fu in Newfoundland is probably not the same as Shaolin Kung Fu at the Shaolin Temple, but it was called Shaolin Kung Fu.
Cool,
but still, it was a good martial art. I mean, it taught me to toughen up. And you know the ironic thing about it is when I started studying Kung Fu, as I started working out, I never once had to use it. Because as I built up my self-esteem, my confidence, my posture, the bullies they went away. Like they can sense if
they
you're
pick
weak.
the easy targets, right?
Yes.
They pick the ones they can
right.
pick on. Yeah.
So once I built myself up, like I did 5 years of Shaolin Kung Fu, and I'd never been in a fight. I never had to use it. But I was getting the shit kicked out of me before I knew Shaolin Kung Fu.
Hey, I want to use some of my stuff. Come on, guys. Right? It's true. It's very
that's
true.
how I got involved with fitness.
It's the same story from there, bully, martial art. And so a lot of what I do, and as you know, when I even teach in business, I use a lot of martial art metaphors and stories.
Yeah.
And it's very much integrated, right? It's not just, martial art and business is separate. I believe it's just life.
Yes.
It's just living life, right? Fitness, body.
Same thing.
Money, business, it's all the same to me, right? So from there, I lost all this money and it's just dumb. I was just dumb doing dumb stuff. However, I learned from it. I bounced back, learned my lesson, being more humble, being more open-minded. The good things is I still have my skills.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Even though my investment, I lost a bunch of money, but I still have my skill sets. That's the most valuable things I have. Right. I know, in spite of my attitude and my cockiness, however, remember the incident when I lost the money? There's one little part.
Yep.
After I lost 150K, I became obsessed with studying and learning. After that, because I know if I knew more about internet, I knew more about business, I wouldn't have been taken advantage of. Because all I did is I just listened to the guy and say, hey, you can make, right? I was greedy, right?
Right.
I was stupid. But if I knew how it works, it wouldn't have happened.
Right, yeah.
So from then on, everything I do, I just study. I over-prepare, right? So I was reading, like, people talk about, one book a week. No, I was reading like multiple books a day.
Really?
I was obsessed with And no money, I would go to the library, I would get the library card, bring 6 books home, I'd finish it, I go back and then the librarian's like, what the hell, who is this kid, right? Because no one borrows that many books, right?
Yeah.
I was obsessed with learning, and so within a short period of time, I learned a ton. So I got my skills, right? So then I said, okay, I need to regroup. What works, what didn't. Get rid of stuff that didn't work, that's a waste of time. That works, so from there, I'm happy that I bounced back at the age of 27.
Okay.
Right, I made my first million. Now I mean a million, I mean not a million in revenue, I mean a million in the bank. Cash.
Okay.
Cash. And that's my first retirement. So I said, that's when I'm gonna retire.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna sit on the beach, right? That's it. I'm gonna drink my tea, and I'm done.
Drink my tea.
Yeah, I'm done. Like seriously, I said I'm done with this shit because I worked so hard all these years.
Right.
I've always been working all my life. I'm like since like high school really. Right. I'm like I'm done with this stuff. No more business. I'm done. So I would go to English Bay, which is like right near here actually.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a big beach, and I would sit there, just looking at the ocean. Now the first day was cool. The second day is not so cool. Because I thought I got a suntan, and then I got sunburned, right?
Yeah.
My skins are falling off. I look like fucking all red and shit, right? It's like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
This is just dumb, right? So that's the first month that I did that. And I was like, this is not what it cracked up to be.
So
something is wrong with this picture. So second month, I thought I'll change my approach. So instead of sitting on the beach, I said, I love movies.
Okay,
I love
movies,
movies, right?
fan, yeah.
I'm gonna watch a bunch of movies. So I rent a bunch of like DVDs.
Back in the day,
rented movies. Not the
demand.
Netflix. Yeah, I rented a bunch of videos, and I would watch 5-6 videos every day. It's like 5-6 movies every day. I was sitting down so much because you're sitting there watching a movie, right? And my back hurts, like my leg hurts. After 1 month of that, I'm like, this is even dumber sitting on the beach.
It sounds painful, Dad.
It's painful. It's painful. It's
Yeah.
depressing.
Yeah.
It's very depressing. Then like, okay, I said that didn't work. Now what? Because I don't know what else to do, right? I don't know what else to do. So then I went to talk to my mentor. So my first mentor is Alan. My second mentor is Mr. Dan Penny. I call him Big Dan, right?
Big Dan,
the $50 billion man. You can see it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I was talking to him, saying, what should I do? He said, start another business.
Start another business.
I said, I'm not gonna start a business. I don't want another business. I'm done with this shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm done. You don't understand. I'll retire. He said, just start another business.
You can't be done.
You can't be done. It's in your blood. It's who you are, right? It's just what you do.
Yeah.
But at this time, start the business from a different place.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
He said, before you were building a business so you can get away from something.
Okay.
You're building, it's like you're building a business so you don't have to do the business anymore. But this time you've done that, right? You made some money. Actually, it's exact word. You made a few pennies.
Okay.
So you made a few pennies.
Few pennies.
Okay, you can take a couple of days off, right? And he said, now, but start from a different place.
Right.
Start from a place where it's something that you could dedicate your life many, many years building versus trying to make some quick money. And that changed the way I look at things. Because now when I start the next business, I'm coming from a place of abundance.
Right.
I'm coming from a place of, wow, I could do this. What do I love to do? Right. And from then on, a lot of business I started, it changes, not just making money. I need to like it. Right.
Yeah.
I need to like what I do. And so that's one big incident that changed everything, my outlook in life, the way I look at things, very, very different. So, but I went through quite a
journey there.
It's quite a journey. It's just like the big pieces of it, right?
Yeah, there's something, this reminds me of something that you actually mentioned at the Closers in Black event that I attended a couple months ago. How people start from the scarcity, the survival.
Yes.
And then from survival, we move up to security, and then from security to success, and then from success to significance.
Yes.
And a lot of people, we start in that survival. Security range.
Because I believe basically in life you go through 4 stages, right?
Right, yeah.
So survival meaning you just trying to survive,
Right.
paying the bills, right?
The guys you see on the street
Trying to survive
with their cup.
trying to make a living, right?
Yeah.
And then you evolve to transition to security,
Security.
where you have a safe, secure job. You
Pay
have
the
a
bills.
Pay the bills.
Yeah.
You've got a roof over your head. You're driving a car.
Right.
That's all cool.
Most people are stuck in that security.
Most, I would say 97%.
Right. Yeah.
Level 1, level 2. And then if you're really good, you
Right.
transition to level 3, which is success.
Yeah.
Which is what you've gotten to, all that.
Right.
Where now you don't just have what you need, you have what you want.
Yes.
Okay, you are having that lifestyle that you want.
Yep.
You're not driving a car, you're driving the car
Right,
that you
yeah.
like. You don't just have a house, you have the house that you like,
Yeah.
right? That's success. But then the problem is, I think a lot of people, they, even though attain success,
Yep.
they just stay at level 3.
They plateau at that
They
level.
plateau and
Yep.
they stay there for many, many years because they don't know there's actually one more level to go.
That's when you were on the beach getting your sunburn or
I
watching
need
your
more.
DVDs.
I need more.
Yeah.
Right? It's
yeah.
success, and now
Right.
because when you are focusing on success, very much you're still focusing on yourself.
Yeah. Self-centered.
It's about what do I want to own, what do I want to buy, what do I want to get.
Or
right?
even the image that you project, because you kind of like want to project,
Yeah, you want-
I am successful.
I'm this and that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But the truth is, you're still seeking approval from
Yep.
others. You're still seeking
sense.
validation, and then from there, I transition to significance.
Big
now,
change.
when you are focusing on significance, I don't want to sound so cliche, but it is. Then it's no longer just about you.
Right.
It's about your legacy. It's about how are you making
Right.
the world a better place. Really.
Yep.
Now I know sometimes guys watching this like, hey man, easy for you to say, right? You're successful.
Yeah.
You are financially well off. Of course, I understand. You got to go through the stages. I went through all the stages. But really, when you're successful, when you don't have to worry about money, you could give. You cannot give coming from a place of scarcity.
scarcity, yeah.
You can only give coming from a place of abundance. So then you can now evolve to the significance. Now you're doing something because you're doing it for others. It's no
Right.
longer just about
Yeah.
you. Because you've already taken care of you. Right? Like how many cars can you drive? How many watches can you own? You can only wear one watch at
Yeah.
a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then significance. So that's why I do what I do now. Why I'm educating, why I'm on social media, why this teaching business, you could say. That's what I love to do.
Yeah.
I've done all the business stuff, I've done all that, got all that stuff, but this is what I do. And how do you know this is what you want to do? It's very simple. I ask myself the question, if I have 10 times more money, what would I do? Same thing.
Right.
I would do pretty much the same
What-
thing I'm doing right now.
What would you do if money wasn't a factor?
Wasn't a factor.
Right.
I'm not doing it to make money. If I 100 times more money, what would I do?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, you know what, roughly the same.
The same thing.
Then that's when you know you're doing the right thing. Because you're not doing it for that anymore, right?
Yeah.
You want to build something, and as you know, with my mission, with where our global organization is going, because even as a high-tech closer, going through the program, meeting all my students,
Yes.
that's, I'm building this global family, which is very interesting. I'm building the family I never had.
It's a massive extended family you're building here.
Yeah, because I was on the boat cruise with all the students.
Yeah.
And one of the students was asking me,
was
like Sifu, why are you doing this? They call me Sifu as you know,
Yeah.
Sifu, yeah, which is in Chinese means mentor, right? And I just do this. What this? I said, oh, okay. I said, because I never had anybody.
Right.
I never had anybody when I was building the business. I never had like my mom, but
Yeah.
really I had no friends. I had no
No, I mean you came to Canada as
not knowing
yourself.
anybody, right? Even
Not
even
even able to speak
even the
English.
whole journey was very lonely. That entrepreneur journey, I'm telling you, like it's very lonely, right?
Right.
And then now I could do this if I could
Yeah.
help others in the same way, and also just share my lessons. And I have this
Yeah.
huge family who love what they do, and I can share what I know. I think that's awesome. Like that's awesome, right? Even with my team, they're all like the extension of my family. When I travel with my team,
Right, yeah.
right? It's a very unique thing that we have, the culture that we have.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know how many CEO travels with the team
Not
members.
many, I don't think.
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And we really go on vacation together. We spend Christmas together.
Nice.
With like birthday. That's the culture that we have. Versus it's not just, oh, I'm the CEO and you know,
Yeah.
it's not like that, right? We're just one big family.
Yeah.
Right. So
Very connected with everybody.
very connected. Very
at
connected.
all levels.
And I think that gets transferred. You can see that flows through everything that we do.
Yeah.
And that's what makes us very unique. It's not just, you know, some program or
Yeah,
it's
I
not
can
like
see
that,
that.
right? Maybe you share your experience about even as a high-tech closer.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, as I mentioned earlier on, how I got involved with you as I was doing some phone consultations on my own. And in those phone consultations, I was trying to more or less drum up new business. So I'd get on the phone with people and find out their needs. And I was trying to, well, hey, I think I can help you. And I'd try and direct them to my coaching program. But I could talk fitness. Like if they wanted actual fitness coaching, like how to get in shape, how to do this. I mean, yeah, I can tell you that all day long. I know that stuff, right? I've been doing that for over 20 years. That's ingrained in me. I know that. But how to communicate to people to get them to take the next step. Because what I find with most people is we're our own worst enemy.
Yes.
We get in our own way.
Yes.
Do you find that? Like people,
100%.
we put up these blocks. We don't give ourselves permission to take that step, to take that action step in order to do what we know deep in our guts
We need to do.
We need to do it, but like, oh, I don't know. It's going to cost me money. It's going to take too much time, and oh, I'll wait till later, right? or whatever. All this stuff comes up, and so anyway. Then when I found out about you and this system, you say, you know, high ticket closer, and I was like, what is
Actually,
this?
you know, to your fans who
Yeah.
doesn't understand high-ticket
Yeah,
closing.
okay.
Well, what is high-ticket closing, Lee?
High ticket closing, it's selling high ticket items, right? So it's being able to sell on the phone, and sell is kind of a weird word because we're not selling anything. Like when I get on the phone to sell a high ticket coaching program, I'm not selling. I'm asking questions and helping the person on the other end to make their own decision. So it's not like the sleazy used car salesman coming up, hey, you're gonna buy this, or you know, or we got a special on today, and or trying to force it down their throat. It's not that. It's we're having a conversation. I'm asking questions, and sometimes asking those uncomfortable questions.
Yes.
Right. This is the questions that people don't want to talk about, and then finding out their pain points, and then all of a sudden, like, you need to do this. It could, in some cases, it's actually a life and death situation for people.
Yes.
You know, especially some older people who have health issues. Like I was having a conversation with a guy just recently, 50 years old, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, 50 pounds overweight. I mean, he's doctor saying you need to do something. He's a CEO of a company. All these warning lights, but he still can't give himself permission to take action. He's his own worst enemy in that case, right? He won't give himself permission to take action. So through the system and just being able to communicate with people, ask the right questions, and just direct the conversation to help them make the right decision for themselves.
Yes.
And also, I use it as a tool to disqualify people.
Yes.
Because sometimes we'll be having a conversation and people may have bigger challenges that I can't handle. Like I can handle fitness and exercise and nutrition and that kind of stuff. But if you have mental issues or if you have like serious health issues, like no, that's healthcare professional, right? I'm not, I'm the fitness trainer, I'm not a healthcare professional. I don't even pretend to be one on YouTube, right?
Yes.
So I use it as a tool to disqualify as well as a tool to qualify. And at the end, people are thanking me. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for not giving up on me. And it makes me feel good to be able to have that skill to help people help themselves, more or less.
And most people when they think of sales, it's always, it's used car salesperson and snake oil and slimy and all this stuff. It's a lot of people have a very negative association towards the word sales, and that's why what we do it's
not sales.
There's a big difference between closing and selling, being a closer versus just being a salesperson. And from there, if you don't mind sharing. So before HTC, you were not closing here and there.
Before HTC, how I was doing it, I had the sales page. People would buy like long letter sales page, click the buy now button, and I sold a lot of fitness coaching and programs that way. But as the markets changed, like I've been online, literally I started my first website in 1997.
That's a long time.
So when I started again, there was a monopoly. People just bought because I was the only option, and they built a lot of trust with me. I found as the market matured, I mean, throughout the late 2000s, like around say 2008 to 2012 for my particular business, that was like my golden years. Things were easy to sell. Like I'd send out an email promotion, people buy my program, selling a lot of stuff. I mean, that was my peak years. And then a lot of people got online in the fitness industry. Like YouTube started to blow up, and now there's so many fitness channels on YouTube, and there's so many people offering their own fitness programs. And it was like, I was kind of getting lost in the shuffle, and I found my business started to decline and decline and decline. I'm like, I need to do something here. It's getting worse. It's not getting better. So that's when I said, maybe let's build a connection with people. Like people like my YouTube videos, right? So I mean, I said, well, let's have a connection on the phone, and that worked, right? But again, I didn't have the skills to direct those conversations to help people ultimately help themselves. So that's why I found the HTC program really helped me.
And after the HTC, the skill, I think it generates some good profit.
Dude, absolutely. I mean, and it's a win-win because I'm selling more coaching and people are getting in better shape. So I mean, it's a win-win deal. I feel really good doing this. It's not one of these shady pushing people in, because I've done some door-to-door sales in the past. I have, like this. When I was younger,
untrain you on some of the habits, right?
Oh my God, yes. We had the script, like you go, knock on the door, and I just go into robot mode, and I'd start my script, and if somebody threw an objection or a question that was off script, I'd be just,
It's very, very different. Especially when it comes to selling high ticket, right?
Right.
It's very, very different.
There's no script. I mean, we're having a conversation, and I'm letting people come to their own buying decision.
Correct.
I'm not trying to force anything.
Correct. And that's the power. It doesn't matter what it is that you want in life. It doesn't matter you want to be closer, not closer.
Yeah.
What I believe is this: everything in life is closing.
Absolutely.
Everything in life is closing. That you could. It doesn't matter if you are an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, you're talking to customers. You're closing.
Yes.
You're talking to your suppliers, right, to negotiate better terms. Guess what? You're closing. Right? You want to raise capital, you are closing, right? You are single, you want to get a date.
The nightclub.
You are, trust me, you are definitely closing, right?
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter what we do.
Yeah.
One way or the other, everything that you want in life, someone already has it. We didn't learn how to communicate, to persuade, influence people in exchange of value,
right,
for what we do. Right? Just like fitness is awesome, like muscles is good, but you also need money.
Absolutely, yeah.
To take care of your family, to do things, right?
Yeah.
You can't go to the bank and say, I want to deposit my bicep.
Yeah.
You got to deposit some cash.
Yeah.
So I think to me, as a man, it's more well-rounded approach, right? You got to have the muscles. You got to have that self-confidence, that self-belief, but you also need skills to be able to generate money. Right? People always say, well, I don't need to think about this money stuff. Trust me. You do need to think about money stuff. That people who say, oh, money is not that important. Well, let me tell you this. When your family needs help, they need medical help, you need money to do that.
Yeah.
Your kids who go to college, you need money to do that. You want to be able to take your family to vacation,
you need money.
You need money to do that. Now, there's an emergency, you need money to do that. But somehow, even in the fitness world, sometimes I notice it's like almost like a little taboo. Like, oh, you shouldn't talk about money.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, we're fitness guys. We don't talk about money.
Right.
Well, the problem is you don't talk about money. It's very difficult to make money if you don't talk about money.
Yeah.
Right? You shouldn't be shy away from it. Money makes the world move.
Absolutely.
That's the bottom line, right?
And with YouTube fitness, like everybody's saying, oh, well, this guy is a scammer because he's charging for his fitness programs, whereas this guy offering free workouts on his YouTube channel. And it's like there's so many people looking for the free solution. Like, well, why should I pay you when I can go and get a workout for free? Everybody wants that freebie solution.
Yes. Right? Well, and if they don't want it, they don't want to pay for it, then that's fine. Then don't pay for it. They shouldn't pay for it. But what I believe is if you're delivering value to people and you believe in what you sell, you believe in what you do, then you get out the marketplace and you should make money. There is absolutely no being broke. That doesn't make you pure. It doesn't make you that, oh, you're this, I'm so immoral and all this stuff, right? No, it doesn't. Money itself is neutral. Money doesn't change who you are. Money is an amplifier. It reveals more of who you are.
Right.
If you're generous, it'll make you more generous. You're a jerk, it'll make you a bigger jerk, which is who I was before.
Right.
Right. It just reveals who you are, right? But money, you need to take care of this. Like it's like you take care of your mind, right? Take care of your body. You gotta take care of your finance, your everything that we
Everything,
do.
yeah.
If you want to be that man,
Yeah, the best version of
the
yourself.
best version of yourself,
That's what,
100%.
yeah. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this conversation that I had with Dan. I mean, it's been an honor. I mean, he's a mentor of mine, and he's helped me to take my business and also improve myself in personal development and take it to another level. So if you'd like to get more information about this, myself and Dan, we're going to be putting off a masterclass where we're going to go deeper into the topic of high-ticket closing and how you can use this skill to become a better version of yourself, to help you make more income as well, but also to provide for your family. So if you want some more information about this, then just click on the link in the video description below where you can sign up for the free masterclass that we're going to be having.